Hi guys, and welcome back to True Crime After Dark. I hope you guys are having a wonderful night. So this video is back by request from you guys. This is like part 2 of the ones of you that think that there's a lot more dark things that behind Nichol Kessinger, basically, but that are involved with this case and that made Chris Watts do what he did. You guys asked for it, so here we are. Alright, before we get into this video, please subscribe to our channel if you're not already. We got a pretty good channel here, and please hit that like button and notifications so you know when we do videos. Alright, without further ado, let's get into the video.
Hi. It's me.
Thank you so much, Christopher.
I miss your face. I was just calling to say hi.
Christopher.
Call me back. Bye.
So what happened is Chris thinks he's in love and, you know, whatever, he's doing whatever men do, and he's like, I'm in love. This woman was targeting him, conjured together, bound together in order to ritualize his marriage. Sent to Chris to create a circumstance with which to feed on.
A woman has a desire for a man. She creates a ritual over her menstrual and then clandestinely feeds it to the man. They have an endless longing to be with them. They miss them terribly, and they can't stop, they can't get away from them.
Witchcraft can be extreme, with a ridiculous amount of herbs that have been specifically created and charged at a certain planetary hour in order to add into a particular food, in order to manifest a particular intention that you will then eat in a ritual circumstance.
This is a spiritual possession. She puts herself into a state of, I must have him.
Kessinger was involved in more esoteric and sinister practices. Some have even suggested that she owns a New Age shop where she might have engaged in practices like tarot card reading, crystal healing, and other forms of modern-day or temporally orientis. The OTO is not just another secret society. It has deep roots in dark rituals, arcane knowledge, and a pursuit of power that goes beyond the material world.
Just to let you guys know, this is from True Crime Catalyst, and some of you may have already seen it, so if so, you can skip. But I really want to see this, and a lot of you guys have a lot of strong opinions about this, and I don't know much about it, but I'm learning, and this OTO thing is pretty serious, and from what I've read, it may have been the case. This may have been true. She may have been doing some dark magic. I mean, I don't necessarily believe in it. I mean, I believe that men do evil things, not magic, but she had a big hold on Chris Watts, and to get a man to be against his family, just something more has to be there. So let's go down this rabbit hole.
We've already talked a lot about the dark things in the Watts case.
If you're looking for trouble,
We've talked about this creepy reminder and the sort of premonition of what Chris Watts had done to his family. American Horror Stories, a TV show with a weird obsession with pregnant women, and every season is based off of real-life serial. We've talked about Nichol Kessinger possibly being a witch. Her love for flowers and crystals and basically all of the witchy things. We've all seen her weird hand movements and long spider-like fingers and toes, which again, I'm not making fun of her. It's just very strange to me that people with long fingers and toes are believed to have strong intuition and be more receptive to psychic experiences. And there are many, many other strange and unusual things surrounding Nichol Kessinger. And those are the things that we're going to talk about in this video. Get you some popcorn, some snacks, grab a drink, and get comfortable. And let's just dive right in. In the off chance that there's someone watching this video that may not be familiar with this case, here's a quick rundown. Chris and Shanann Watts appeared to be a happy couple. Along with their 2 daughters, Bella and Celeste, they appeared to be living the American dream.
Yep.
Is there 1 or 2 babies in my belly? Chris and I are hoping for 1.
But around the same time that Shanann got pregnant with her 3rd child, Chris started having an affair with a co-worker.
Maybe met her at work and then just kept it that way.
Nichol Kessinger was no ordinary mistress, and she very quickly became a thorn in Chris and Shanann's marriage.
It was just, this man already has a life. Should I go build my own, with somebody who hasn't done that yet? And then
She was able to do what no one thought was possible. Not only did she cause Chris to distance himself from his wife, but she actually caused him to turn against his life as a family man.
I think if we had a time machine, I don't think this would happen again.
After spending just a few short weeks with Nichol Kessinger, Chris Watts almost magically was transformed into a whole different person.
Okay, how many men out there, really, if you're watching this, would actually murder your family over a woman? With just normal woman, normal affair. I mean, get a divorce, whatever, but murder your family, your children. Who would really do that? If you weren't, hopefully there was some darkness behind it, because if not, then he's just really the psychotic POS, heartless monster that everyone thinks he is. And that might be the case too. Let's continue.
Long gone was the loving, devoted, caring, patient, and supportive husband and father that Shanann had married.
I didn't take control of the situation. It was like the situation controlling me.
The problem was that Nichol Kessinger didn't want kids, and she was really bothered by the fact that Chris had already been married and already had a family of his own.
Children, and he's got his own kids, and that makes you kind of uncomfortable because you'd like to have your own family. Put that in context for me. Is that a fair statement the way I'm saying it?
I mean, I guess. That was never anything I said to him, though.
Okay, that's what I want to know. Did you ever say anything to him about,
Never.
Anything about his kids being a problem? Anything about his wife being a problem?
Never.
Oh yeah, and she's also one of the biggest liars that we've ever seen. Chris Watts was very aware of the things that Nichol Kessinger was concerned with involving their relationship.
I always try to be so inclusive with them. And even with her, when I was talking to her, it wasn't that his kids were an issue.
For some unknown reason, Chris Watts had this intense, uncontrollable desire to make Nichol happy.
This all happened so quickly, didn't it?
It was insane quickly. She even told me she would never, in a normal relationship, she would never have somebody over at her house more than once or twice a week. But
After committing his crimes, and still to this day, Chris Watts has no clear answer as to why he did what he did, except to say that he thought it would be easier to be with Nichol.
Were you just gonna go home and be like, report to the police that your family's gone, or?
Once I had no idea what was going to happen. After everything, then I just wish that all that would just go away.
How many of you guys think that he actually does know what really happened? I mean, considering the kids, particularly. I mean, I could see him strangling his wife, but with all the stuff that we've heard and the evidence that's come to light, it's pretty clear that there's more people involved here. And I want to believe so bad that he didn't kill his children and that maybe somebody else was involved, but it's going to come out. The truth will come out.
I just wish I almost I know it's hard to, I know it's wrong to say I wish I'd never met somebody. But I didn't know what was going to happen. Like I said, this wasn't something some criminal minds type.
Well thought out.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing.
The facts of what happened in this case are truly horrific.
Just thinking about an oil tank just makes me want to throw up.
But what I think people find just as disturbing is the lack of understanding and the notion of something dark and unnatural. A sense of darkness that deviates from the normal or natural order. Something unusual and murky, secretive and mystifying. Many believe that something was Nichol Kessinger.
I'm having a wonderful time. You mean a lot to me. And I'm glad that you're having a blast. I am so out of breath.
Why do dark things seem to surround her? Everything about her, everything she shared with Chris Watts, has some sort of symbolism or ideas based in mystery and secrecy. Why was she talking to Chris Watts about all these mysterious things, like the crystals, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and the volcanoes? I have a theory that I'll share a little later in this video. Let's talk about her name. Nichol Lee Kessinger. The name Lee, spelt L-E-E, is considered a gender-neutral name, but it is typically used more for boys. The alternate spelling would be L-E-I-G-H for a girl name, so this is a little bit unique. The name Lee has a spiritual meaning that embraces nature, and it's a little weird that this name is shared by so many people in this case. Christopher Lee Watts, and I believe Chris's dad's name was Ronnie Lee Watts, and Chris and Shanann were planning to name their little baby boy Nico Lee Watts. And this is just...
Now that is creepy, guys. I mean, supposedly Shanann picked out that name, but that's too perfect to be a coincidence. Way too perfect. Sounds exactly like Nichol Lee.
An example that points to the fact that Nichol Kessinger had a deep connection to the natural world. The name Lee holds profound spiritual significance. It symbolizes a deep connection to nature and its cycle of growth and renewal. The name embodies the essence of fertility, reflecting the rhythms of nature. Additionally, it suggests that those bearing the name are watched over and guided by higher powers. The name Lee encourages a harmonious relationship with nature, emphasizing the importance of living in balance with the environment. This connection to nature fosters a sense of grounding and stability, essential for personal and spiritual well-being. It kind of sounds like the code that witches live by.
If you're out there, just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete.
There are so many strange and dark things surrounding this case. This family lived in an area called Erie, Colorado. And if you followed this case, then you know that there are quite a few eerie details in their story. Both Chris and his mistress Nicole worked for a company called Anadarko that happened to produce 666,000 barrels of oil daily, and you can see the number 666 in the coordinates of the oil containers that Chris Watts put his two daughters in. The song used on the sneak peek that we saw in the body cam footage is called The Playground by the Riggs. The show was called American Horror Story, which seemed to have this weird obsession with pregnant women with really sadistic storylines. What's even creepier is that every season of this show is based on real-life serial.
If you guys want to check out some of those shows, it might be interesting.
But I want to tell you guys, the very first thing that I ever saw that made me start to question whether Nichol Kessinger really was into some voodoo black magic. It was this particular picture with her holding a crystal up in front of this particular place. Of course Nichol Kessinger would visit a place that's said to be magical. A place that left behind more questions than answers. Secret, ancient ruins. In fact, if you ever happen to visit this place, there's a good chance that you may not even get to see the view because it is often hidden in the clouds.
The stone city of Machu Picchu is one of the most fascinating archaeological sites on the planet. Located northwest of Cusco, Peru, Machu Picchu is a testament to the power and ingenuity of the Inca people. Machu Picchu, located at the center of this once expansive empire, is one of the few well-preserved remnants of the Inca civilization. Built around the mid-15th century, Machu Picchu is a stunning example of the Incas' engineering feats. The Inca constructed Machu Picchu's palaces, temples, terraces, and infrastructure using stone, and without the help of wheels or tools made of steel or iron. The stones of Machu Picchu were cut so precisely that they snugly fit together. They bounce during tremors and then are able to easily fall back into position. These engineering marvels have preserved Machu Picchu's remarkable condition for over 500 years.
That place is creepy. I'm sure you guys have heard of it, but I've used to do history videos on YouTube, and I've learned a lot about it, and it is a really creepy place. And seriously, the stones are like perfect, and they move right back together, and no other place does it do that.
The exact purpose of the site. And today, visitors from around the world come to pay homage to this piece of history.
Okay, so some come to visit to pay homage or to pay their respects, but do they normally bring their crystals with them? Nichol appears to be charging her crystal in order to absorb and store energy. This would allow her crystal to operate at its fullest potential, because the energy held within the crystal can be depleted or negatively influenced over time. Charging is believed to restore this energy, making it more powerful and effective for its intended use. There's an idea that the ancient ruins hold a residual power that can be harnessed to charge crystals. That might involve placing the crystal on a designated altar, activating a specific mechanism, or completing a ritual within the ruins. Practitioners or witches associate ancient ruins with powerful energies. They might visit such sites to meditate or connect with the energies they believe are present, charging their crystals in the process. Some believe the site's location and orientation of its structures were influenced by the nearby holy mountains. The Incas believed that their gods could communicate with them and directly influence their lives. They believed in honoring ancestors, who they thought had a special connection with the gods and could help guide their destiny.
Y'all gotta say that there is a lot of coincidences here. I mean, I know a lot of you think this is crazy, this voodoo stuff, but there's a lot of dark stuff that it's already been proven. And the crystals that were supposedly found under the daughters' beds, what does that say for all this? I mean, there's gotta be a tie somewhere. So it's worth listening to, at least.
The Incas, who lived in this mysterious place that Nichol Kessinger visited, had a lot of strange practices and ceremonies. They believed in objects having magical powers and worshipped nature. A fire was kindled and corn was thrown on the coals and toasted. A priest would say, "Eat this, Lord's son, so that you will know that we are your children." Llamas were sacrificed. Pieces of their flesh were thrown onto the fire, and the bones were powdered for ritual use. This was done at every important occasion. Animals like llamas and guinea pigs, certain foods, coca leaves, chicha, and sometimes, in extreme need, humans were sacrificed. It was important for the women and children to be pure without blemish, and they fed the children beforehand so they wouldn't enter the presence of God hungry and crying. Nichol sending Chris this photo and knowing that she had recently been to this mysterious place makes me question her purpose in going there. Did she charge her crystal that she carried around with her everywhere she went? Did she do any rituals? Connect with her ancestors? Did she collect items like dirt, rocks, or water to use in a spell? Interestingly enough, Machu Picchu being located in the mountains and in the Amazon jungle provided access to rare and valuable items, including coca leaves and other hallucinogenic plants. These resources can be used in ritual spells.
She's probably putting that in all that tea she was making for Chris Watts.
Just a few hours before the murder, Nichol Kessinger was filling Chris's head with a lot of information about all these mysterious places. At 3:56 p.m. on Sunday, Chris Watts Googled the Paracutan volcano. This volcano grew unnaturally fast from a farmer's field in Mexico. The lightning generated from the volcanic rock, 3 people. This is the only volcano in history to be witnessed and studied from its birth. A local man stated, "When night began to fall, we heard noises like the surge of the sea, and red flames of fire rose into the dark sky. A rain like fireworks fell to the ground." Chris Watts became like a fiery volcano, secretly raging with bitterness, resentment, fuming with anger. The heat kept building inside like magma building up beneath the Earth's surface. Increasing pressure came from multiple directions. The hatred for his wife, coming from his side of the family, combined with the incredible influence and coercion of his badgering mistress, became a source of energy, like a volatile chemical, flammable material, or pressurized gas. How long could this raging energy keep accumulating and held steady while being stored in a confined space? Kessinger was stirring the pot of combustible dust. Each flammable, fine particle created a highly explosive mixture. All that was needed was that final trigger to activate a spark to ignite. When detonated, the energy is released in a rapid chemical reaction, producing a shock wave, causing a violent and explosive eruption. Rage that he had never felt before. Anger that he never knew existed inside him. So angry that he could have anyone in front of him that morning and felt justified in doing it.
At some point there was a statement about rage. Do you feel like you're in a rage at that point? That's the only way I can describe it. Honestly, I was shaking. I didn't know what had happened. I still wasn't in that right state of mind. I don't think like I was in control of what I could think or what I could do at that point in time.
Now listen to this. Aside from the fact that Chris Watts erupted like a raging active volcano, you'll never guess the harmful effects of volcanic eruption to people. Inhaling the fumes and gases can cause exhaustion and suffocate. And you guys already know that that's the exact cause of Shanann, Bella, and Cece passing away.
Like you're in a rage at that point? That's the only way I can describe it, honestly. Like a snap. Like why can't I just let go? Didn't. Oh, I didn't. I just like was it feeling like it was in motion and you just couldn't stop it? Yeah, it was just like it's kind of like in my head, or like in the back of my head, that was gonna happen. And just like at the end of the conversation, it was just like that's what happened. I just wish I could have let go. Because I felt like time was standing still. It's kind of like I just thought my life just disappearing before my eyes, but it just like I couldn't let go. It was like somebody else, like if you picture somebody else around you, holding your hands, holding you, keep you, not letting go.
The only thing that makes sense here, the only hands that he could be speaking of, would be those of Nichol Kessinger.
Like somebody else, like if you picture somebody else around you, holding your hands, holding you, keep you, not letting go.
He knew what letting go meant. Letting go meant that he would never be able to be with Nichol Kessinger. She had him wrapped around her little finger. He was like her little lapdog. He said it was like she had a leash on him, and she tugged him away.
Mary, I know what I'm going to do tomorrow, and the next day, and next year, and a year after that. I'm shaking the dust of this crummy little town off my feet, and I'm going to see the world. Hey, that's pretty good. What'd you wish, Mary?
If I don't, it might not come true.
What is it you want, Mary? What do you want? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Hey, that's a pretty good idea. I'll give you the moon, Mary.
I'll take it. Buffalo Bill, can't you come out tonight?
That just said Chris Watts wanted to buy the Dead Sea Scrolls for Nichol. Now, why would she need those? And I don't think he could ever buy that, or would have enough money. But that's creepy in itself. What do you guys think? Let me know.
You silly goose. You can't buy me the Dead Sea Scrolls. Flowers is enough. I don't need expensive stuff.
He's sending cards.
Flowers.
He's telling you he loves you. He sends you flowers. Does he buy you any other gifts?
Nope. I wouldn't have wanted them anyways. Flowers is enough. I don't need expensive stuff.
Okay.
And this is a reoccurring theme in this case. The word hidden, mysterious, and even cursed, unfortunate timing, and bad coincidences. It's just completely insane that this stuff keeps popping up. The scrolls are some of the oldest, most important writing in the world. The largest manuscripts related to the Bible and Jesus of Nazareth. But Chris Watts said that she didn't believe in God, so I was a little confused as to why she would even be interested in something like this until I read that the Dead Sea Scrolls actually contain magical text. These texts included incantations, exorcisms, and practices used to predict the future. Texts that were used for protective spells, safeguarding individuals from harmful supernatural forces, protection against warding off demonic influences, rituals to expel demons, and malevolent spirits. To be honest, it's more likely that those are the things that piqued Nichole's interest in the Dead Sea Scrolls. I'm thinking that if she was practicing black magic, by the way, there's no difference in black, dark, or light magic. Magic is magic. What makes it black or dark is the person's intentions. So if she had really bad intentions and she was practicing magic, she likely knew that she would need protection. It kind of makes you wonder whether she may have been using any of the incantations or rituals that were talked about in the Dead Sea Scrolls. The ethics of witchery are highly debated. The problem with ethics is that everyone has their own guidelines. Not everyone behaves responsibly with their magic. And based on what we know about Nichol, I don't know that she had the best code of ethics.
I don't even know if they were like filing for divorce. I don't know if they were putting the house up. I don't even know.
Many believe Nichol Kessinger was a
liar.
sly, devious, crooked-handed little witch who was very selfish and impatient and wanted what she wanted when she wanted it. So she cooked up a few spells, made Chris a few drinks to ensure that she got exactly what she wanted.
He said.
Do you know her name at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you okay saying her name?
It's Shanann.
All right. And do you know the children's name?
Yes, it's Bella and Celeste.
Okay. She went by. They called her Cece. So you're pretty serious. Did he ever tell you that he loved you?
Yes, he did.
Did you ever tell him the same?
A couple times. He was like trying to patch things up with his wife, and he told me he loved me, and I was like, don't say that to me. Like, please go try to fit. And I mean, and that might even be in the text too. Where it's like, don't say those words to me, and then go try to make peace with your wife and lay in bed with another woman. Like, just don't do that.
It's almost disrespectful.
Did she really just say that, guys? Did you just hear that? Lay in bed with another woman. You're the one doing it. It's your fault, Nichol. Oh my gosh. The lies and the manipulation that comes out of this woman's mouth. Oh, they should have arrested her that day for tampering with evidence and deleting evidence at the very least. And then we would have got more of an interrogation out of her. This makes me so angry.
It's like, please don't. If we get to that point where it is you and me, like, yes, you can say
Nichol
that.
Kessinger was a giant C word. Not that one, the other C word. She's a Cancer. You know, the Zodiac sign. They are sensitive and intuitive. They love love, and they love to be loved. They are a water sign ruled by the moon, which means the moon can affect their moods, causing them to be emotional, sensitive, and sentimental. They're sometimes called a moon child. They are drawn to people and absorb energy from people. According to the charts, this wild child would be compatible with a Taurus, who have qualities such as stability. They're very practical and patient. They can provide stability where Cancers are lacking. Chris Watts was also compatible with his wife, Shanann. Capricorns are known for being ambitious, disciplined, hardworking, perfectionist, loyal, and honest. They can sometimes come off as bossy only because they are persistent and determined to succeed. Capricorns are actually the exact opposite of Cancers. And despite the fact that they were actually a good fit, Nichol convinced Chris that he was not compatible with his wife anymore.
And so, did you just want to once and for all get it out in the open?
I just wanted to just tell her how I was feeling at that point in time. Like, I didn't feel like me and her were compatible anymore. Honestly, I didn't feel like that because what was going on with Nikki, it was new. It was new.
Right, absolutely.
Anything that's new always feels better than the old.
Yes.
You were probably bitten by the love bug.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it was just like, I never felt that. I mean, even like with new relationships in the past, like it always felt different, like, the first couple of weeks, and then,
I think what you say about the finances directly at his wife. Do you think that goes to the children as well? Because she took, did she treat them like that, like they were gold and they got everything as well that you know of? Or do you think there's a separate issue for why he may have done what he did to his children other than financial?
That part I don't have an answer for. I can't fucking explain that. I don't even think there is an answer. I don't even think there's any sort of like computing up here that could possibly give a rational explanation for why that would have happened. I mean, the only thing that I've honestly thought of when I play this scenario over in my head is that maybe they woke up and saw him doing in their mom, and he was like, fuck. Now I gotta do this too. I don't know. I'm like, why? Because they were like his like little lifeline, you know, he that was everything to him, you know, and I get like those two have problems.
But he had a great relationship, but from what you're accounting is
with his kids.
He loved his children.
Yeah, like that part, it's, oh my God, that's the worst part of this whole mess. The worst part of this whole mess.
We won't dwell on it. We don't have to dwell on it. Let me ask you.
So no, I don't have an explanation. That's the only thing I can possibly plausibly think of is maybe they saw it, but other than that, I don't know what the fuck.
I was shaking. I didn't know what happened. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I had done.
So what happened next?
Don't you guys think it's weird that when he talks about the killings of his daughters, that he can't really explain at all what really happened with that whole situation? So it's almost like he wasn't there.
Bella came in.
Is that what happened? Bella came in. What she said?
Oh, why?
Did she hear something? Is that what she told you?
Obviously, I think.
Okay. What did you tell me?
Mom, you don't feel good. She walked in as she talking about she was sleeping.
Maybe they woke up and saw him doing in their mom, and he was like, fuck. Now I gotta do this too. That's the only thing I can possibly plausibly think of is maybe they saw it.
Children are often perceived as more psychic or intuitive than adults due to their undeveloped skepticism, heightened imagination, and a more open, unfiltered connection to their intuition and senses. Children have the potential to exhibit intuitive or seemingly supernatural abilities like sensing others' emotions, knowing things without being told, having vivid dreams that seem prophetic, and even seeing or communicating with spirits. This is often attributed to the heightened imagination and openness of the world around them. They sometimes feel strong emotions from others, know what someone is thinking before they say it, have dreams that later come true, or sense a presence in the room even when there's no one there.
Look at that. That's cool. It's cake? That's yummy cake. What flavor is it?
Investigators interviewed the Lindstroms, who had invited Chris, Bella, and Cece to a birthday party on Sunday. The officer is speaking with the adults when one of the children suddenly says something crazy.
She's like, she said just send me like the email invitation and
I have to check my ribs with that. Yeah, no, sure.
I won't be here, but Chris will bring the girl.
I just picture them sitting in a hole.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
What's your guys' theory?
I just picture them sitting in a hole. I just picture them sitting in a hole.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
believe that Bella and Cece were very much strongly intuitive. It was said that they acted afraid of their father in the last few days of their life, almost like they could sense the evil in him. Poor little Bella even expressed her feelings to the babysitter on Saturday night about how she was afraid that her baby sister would. And this is one of Shanann's last posts on her Facebook page. Shanann replied with, "I don't know what to think about this." The DA actually used this picture to try to show premeditation, but then it later came out that no, the girls had actually done this.
Oh, what, when I deleted those? I was just kind of grossed out by him, to be honest with you. I was just like, I don't know what's going on right now, but you just lied to me. I don't want to see this come over my phone anymore. So I removed it. I deleted all of his stuff.
There's actually a lot revealed in Chris and Nikki's text and Google searches. Chris Watts Googled dioptase. I hope I'm saying that right. Dioptase. Anyway, it's a mineral used for forgiveness. It's used by people who have some emotional baggage that's heavier than their favorite crystal collection. This gem is a master at clearing out negative energy and replacing it with love and light. Just holding it can help soothe those emotional wounds and bring a sense of peace. It's like having a therapist, but way cheaper. It's used to treat anxiety, addiction, and manage anger. And Chris Googled this right after he and Nikki had that fight at his house.
Like, when she realized that, okay, like, she's the other person in the relationship, that, you know, I always put my wife first over her, and that's what kind of made her take a step back a few times, and then, like, I had to kind of, like, calm her down.
Why?
I swear it almost seems like Nikki would talk to Chris about rocks and minerals and witchcraft, and then he would later Google and read about the information she was feeding him.
Why the hell would she be talking to him about crystals and witchcraft? I don't understand. I mean, do you think that's maybe why they were under his kids' beds? Maybe they were protective crystals before he freaked out? I don't know, but he didn't believe in that stuff before until he met her. I'm telling you, there might be something more to this. The more I hear, the more it kind of makes me think, guys.
Is it possible that he knew she was practicing witchcraft? The more I learn, the harder it is for me to believe that Chris had no knowledge of the things that Nikki was allegedly doing. Maybe he didn't fully understand it, and maybe he didn't take it very seriously. But I believe when he said Nikki had some friends that were into some dark things, he may have been referring to witchcraft.
Yeah, he was referring to the OTO, the occult, because she had several, I think even members of her family, but friends in that cult. And that's a dark, dark place to be. So if she was involved with those people, then she obviously was in a dark, dark place and practicing dark things herself. So, I mean, put two and two together might add up. Don't know. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments. I know a lot of you are going to say, what the heck? But a lot of you, last time we did a video like this, agreed. So I wanted to take another look. Let me know what you guys think about this. So please.
Now we got to talk about the places that Nichol Kessinger took Chris Watts to. One of the things that makes the Zapata Falls unique is that it is a waterfall in the desert. And guess what it's referred to as? You'll never guess. The Hidden Colorado Gem. This is where Chris and Nikki camped, and where Chris claimed to hear Nikki chanting while holding up a crystal. Waterfalls, springs, rivers, oceans are all sources of natural energy. Some believe that certain bodies of water have unique energy signatures or properties that can be tapped into for healing or spiritual purposes. Some practitioners specialize in water magic, known as water witchcraft. Water can be infused with specific intentions or energies through rituals and practices. This includes charging water with herbs, crystals, or prayers to create magical waters for various purposes such as healing, protection, and enhancing spells. In essence, water is seen as a powerful element in witchcraft and various spiritual traditions, capable of absorbing, channeling, and amplifying energy. Its use in cleansing and other practices reflects its significance in the realm of magic and spirituality.
Well, she forgot to put a protective spell over Chris. She only obviously put a protective spell on herself. Selfish Nikki. Poor you little girl. Devious little girl.
Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve is a wilderness of dramatic contrasts and extremes, where massive dunes meet alpine mountains. It is a place to connect with the natural world. While hiking the enormous dunes, a transformation takes place as the sun sets. Thousands of stars appear in one of the darkest skies in the U.S. A starlit night brings opportunities for wonder, for exploration, and for reflection.
Now remember, this is the trip that Chris said was a turning point in their relationship, where he reflected on how different his life would be with Nichol Kessinger.
One of the best places to marvel at the beauty of the night sky. Since ancient times, humans have created stories about the stars and constellations. Great Sand Dunes is part of the traditional homeland of diverse indigenous peoples. Different constellations are visible in each season. Planets can be seen with the naked eye. In late summer and fall, on a dark moonless night, the Milky Way, our home galaxy, sweeps across the sky. Even in the darkest skies, aircraft and satellites cannot go unseen. The phases of the moon affect the visibility of the stars and planets as it brightens the sky. A full moon illuminates the dunes, creating otherworldly vistas to explore at night. While listening for the sounds of nocturnal wildlife. The beauty of the pure night sky at Great Sand Dunes is a treasure to protect and preserve. A treasure that connects us to the cosmos beyond our world.
The sand dunes were formed by the right combination of wind, water, and sediments. It is a beautiful place, but what you may not know is that intense volcanic and tectonic activity played a huge part in the formation of the sand dunes. You probably have not heard that the Great Sand Dunes National Park is said to be a hotbed of paranormal activity. Some claim there have been 54 UFO sightings since a UFO watchtower was built there in the year 2000.
Oh no, guys, it's the aliens. The aliens did it. Oh my gosh.
Some psychics claim the area has 2 large vortexes, which are portals to a parallel universe. It is said that the area is now a shrine of offerings to the beings who live here and visit our world from time to time. There are all kinds of astronomical events and strange weather happening in August of 2018. The witches' control over weather foreshadows their influence over events. Historically, witches have been accused of causing rain, thunderstorms, and even hailstorms.
Yep.
All right, I think we're reaching now. I think we're reaching a little far.
Are you scared, Dieter? Are you scared? He doesn't like thunder. Or hail, obviously. It's not as bad as last night. Man, the girls were scared to death. Cece held her ears all night long. All night, and it stopped when we left her room. We stayed in her room until it stopped. And then she didn't let her ears go because she was still scared of the sounds. We need the moisture, you guys, but it needs to stop because I got a doctor appointment in 2 hours. So it's gonna hurry up and stop because I need to go see if there's 1 or 2 babies in there. I'm really hoping there's just 1. So
Kessinger had lots of powerful energy to work with. There was a new moon, an eclipse, an earthquake, and a dust storm. There are references to weather magic as early as ancient Greece, like in this quote, "And you'll stop the force of the timeless winds that chase over the earth and destroy the fields with their gust and blast. And then again, if you so wish, you'll stir up winds as requital. Out of a black rainstorm, you'll create a timely drought for men. And out of a summer drought, you'll create tree-nurturing floods that will stream through the ether, and you will fetch back from Hades the life force of a man who has died." Witches were said to bring rain by casting flint stones behind their backs towards the west, or flinging a little sand into the air, or striking a river with a broom and sprinkling the water towards heaven. Stories in Appalachia tell of those gifted with the talent of whistling up a wind. In August 2018, the moon went through a variety of phases, including a new moon, first quarter, and full moon. The full moon in August was called the sturgeon moon. This is a time when people will charge their crystals because the moon's energy intensifies, and so does ours. It is a time to seek guidance and deeper insights so that desires become clearer. The full moon symbolizes release and renewal. It's a time to release negative thoughts, emotions, or limiting beliefs. It's a time to release old wounds and obstacles. It is a time for spiritual renewal, for growth and enlightenment. In ancient times, people used rituals to harness the moon's energy. The spiritual meaning of a new moon includes new beginnings, fresh starts, and transformation. It's a time to reflect and set intentions. All of the things that were happening in the month of August have deep spiritual meaning. Eclipses can represent transformation, renewal, and the cycle of life. It can be a time of reflection and catalyzing change. It can reveal emotional tides and subconscious patterns. It can bring to the surface issues that have been simmering. Spiritually, earthquakes are seen as a manifestation of a higher power's might, often interpreted as a message of warning or judgment. The shaking motion of an earthquake can symbolize the need for personal transformation or a shift in one's life path. An earthquake can represent a feeling of insecurity or instability in one's life, prompting a need to re-evaluate foundations and beliefs. In some interpretations, an earthquake can be a catalyst for spiritual awakening, prompting individuals to confront deep-seated issues or hidden truths. Shanann Watts was experiencing a dust storm while she was trying to get back home to Colorado. Listen to this. This swirling dust can represent the uncovering of hidden truths or repressed emotions, forcing one to confront issues they might have been avoiding. Similar to a cleansing storm, a dust storm can symbolize a period of upheaval. The obscuring nature of a dust storm can represent feeling lost or confused, unable to see the brighter picture due to distractions or overwhelming circumstances.
So will I. This poor, poor woman and those beautiful babies. They deserve some justice. And this evil, evil woman made this happen. I don't care what you guys say. Some of you even like she's innocent in the comments and stuff. And I'm sorry. Disrespectfully, I disagree with you. But that's the end of tonight's video. It's getting pretty late. I want to get this on here for y'all tonight. So I guess I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys. See you later.